I called the babysitter at 9 p.m. to check on my daughter. She picked up immediately. She said everything was fine. My daughter was asleep, dinner was done, everything was perfect. Then I heard the doorbell ring through the phone, and the babysitter whispered, "Someone's at the door. Should I answer it?" I felt my entire body go cold because I was standing at that door. I had just rung that bell, which means the woman I was talking to was already inside my house. Now listen carefully. My name is Carol. I'm a single mother. My daughter Lily is 7 years old, and she is my entire world. I want to start by saying that Lily is okay. She's safe. She's sitting in the next room right now watching cartoons, completely unaware of what happened 3 weeks ago. I need you to know that before I tell you the rest, because this story is hard to tell, and I need to get through it. It started the night of my work Christmas party. I'd hired a babysitter named Grace through a local family app, the kind where sitters have profiles, reviews, background checks, the works. Grace had a 5-star rating, a photo, references. She'd babysat for 3 other families in my neighborhood. She seemed perfect. She came over at 6 p.m. I introduced her to Lily, showed her where everything was, the snacks, the TV remote, the emergency numbers stuck to the fridge. Lily took to her immediately. They were already playing a board game before I'd even grabbed my coat. I left feeling completely at ease. The party was across town. It was fine, the usual mix of forced small talk and cheap wine. I stayed until about 8:30, said my goodbyes, and called a cab. At 9 p.m., while I was in the cab heading home, I called Grace to let her know I was on my way. She answered on the second ring. Her voice was warm, relaxed. "Hi, Carol. Everything's great here. Lily ate all her dinner, even the broccoli, and she's been asleep for about 40 minutes. We had a really lovely evening." I remember smiling. I remember feeling that particular kind of relief that only parents know, the relief of coming home to good news. We talked for another minute or two. I asked if Lily had given her any trouble at bedtime. Grace laughed softly and said she'd been an angel. And then I heard it. Through the phone, faintly but clearly, the sound of my doorbell. My doorbell has a very distinctive chime. I've heard it 10,000 times. There was absolutely no mistaking it. Grace's voice dropped to a near whisper. "Oh, someone's at the door. Should I answer it?" I didn't respond right away because my brain was struggling to process something. My cab had just turned onto my street. I was 30 seconds from my house, and my finger was still hovering over the button on my phone, the button I had just pressed, because I had just rung my own doorbell to let Grace know I was outside. I was at the door. So who was Grace talking to? "Grace," I said slowly, "don't open the door." "What? Why? Carol, are you okay?" "Grace, listen to me very carefully. I just rang that doorbell. I'm standing outside right now. So whoever you think you've been talking to tonight, whoever told you everything was fine..." The line went completely silent. "Grace? Grace, are you there?" A sound came through the phone then. Not Grace's voice, not words at all. Just breathing. Slow, deep, close to the microphone. And then the call dropped. I don't fully remember the next 60 seconds. I know I was screaming my daughter's name before I even got the front door open. I know my hands were shaking so badly I dropped my keys twice. I know that when I finally got the door open and burst into the hallway, the first thing I heard was Lily's voice from upstairs calling out, "Mommy?" Sleepy and confused and absolutely fine. The second thing I saw was Grace. She was standing in the kitchen doorway, phone in hand, face completely white. She looked like she'd seen a ghost. She looked, honestly, the way I felt. We stared at each other for a moment. "Carol," she said, "I wasn't on the phone with you." We sat at my kitchen table for the next hour piecing it together. Grace had not received any call from me at 9 p.m. Her phone showed no incoming calls that evening at all, not from my number, not from any number. She had been sitting on my couch watching TV, completely undisturbed, when she heard the doorbell ring. But she hadn't answered it. She said something made her hesitate. She'd looked through the peephole and seen no one there. She'd assumed it was kids messing around and gone back to the couch. And then I had burst through the front door screaming. So who was I been talking to? I pulled up my call history. There it was, an outgoing call to Grace's number at 9:02 p.m., lasting 4 minutes and 17 seconds. I had made that call. I had heard that voice. I had had that entire conversation. Grace's phone showed nothing. We called the police. They came, searched the house top to bottom, checked every door and window. Nothing was disturbed. No signs of entry, no one hiding anywhere. Lily slept through the entire thing. The officer I spoke to was kind, but unconvinced anything criminal had occurred. He suggested the call may have connected to a wrong number somehow, that I might have misdialed and reached someone pretending to be Grace. But I hadn't misdialed. I'd called from her contact, and the person I spoke to had known Lily's name, had known she'd eaten dinner, had known she'd gone to sleep 40 minutes earlier, had known everything. I couldn't sleep that night. I lay in bed listening to every sound in the house, replaying the call in my head over and over. The warmth of Grace's voice, how completely, perfectly normal. That's what bothers me even now. Not the fear and the moment, not the confusion, the normalcy of that voice, the ease of it, like whoever, whatever I was speaking to had done this before, like it was practiced, like it had been someone else's babysitter once. 3 days after it happened, I got a message through the family app, a notification that a new review had been left, not on Grace's profile, but on mine. Parents have profiles too, visible to sitters they've worked with. The review was 1 star, no username attached, just a blank profile with a default gray avatar. The review said, "Came to check on the little girl. Mother called right on time. Lovely chat. Will visit again soon." I reported it to the app immediately. They removed it within the hour and said they couldn't trace the account. It had been created and deleted within minutes. I've since installed new locks, a video doorbell, and alarm system. Grace still babysits for Lily sometimes. She's become a friend, honestly, bonded by something neither of us can explain. We don't talk about that night much, but last week when she was over, she said something quietly while Lily was in the other room. "Carol, that night, right before you came through the door, I felt something." I asked her what she meant. She said, "I was on the couch and I just felt like someone was watching me from the hallway. I looked up and the hallway was empty, but the feeling didn't go away." She paused, and the TV turned off by itself, just for a second, and then it came back on. She looked at me with an expression I recognized because I'd worn it myself that night. "Carol, I think something was in the house with us while you were gone. I think it was there the whole time." I didn't know what to say. I still don't. Because here's the thing I haven't told anyone, not even Grace. The call lasted 4 minutes and 17 seconds. I was outside ringing the doorbell at the 3-minute mark, which means for over a minute after I rang that bell, after whatever was on that call knew I was home, it kept talking to me. Calmly, warmly, like it wasn't in any hurry at all, like it knew exactly where it was going next. The next time you call home to check on your family, listen carefully to the voice that answers, because sometimes The person who picks up isn't the person you called. Subscribe for a new AI horror story every single day, and tell me in the comments, what do you think was inside that house?